Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are MC.
Royals baseball from Arlington, Texas again tonight. It's game 3 between the Royals and the Rangers. The Rangers have held the Royals to just 2 runs in the first 2 games of the series. Hi, everyone, and welcome back to the ballpark with Rex Hudler. I'm Ryan Lefevre. Well, as the Royals' offensive problems continue, the reason they're not 4-12 like, say, Toronto or 6-11 like San Francisco is because they're pitching and still playing that great defense.
That's right. We're going to have to be a little bit more patient while this offense gets their stuff together, and that means staying inside the ball, putting in play like we know they can. However, the pitching and defense has been there, Ryan, like you said, but the defense is spectacular. These guys have gold glove credentials for sure. Salvador Perez has been fun to watch. Gordon in his throws. Check him out. LOCAIN running him down. Haas picking it. Mondesi with some great plays. Moose. They're all contributing for the best defense in Major League Baseball so far this year. And believe me, that's worth the ticket. It's fun to watch.
Ian Kennedy gets the ball tonight. He is coming off one of the best starts in his Major League career. Nick Martinez just called up from the minor leagues. Will pitch for Texas. Presented by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Kansas City Royals. This has not been a happy place for the Royals. They've lost 6 straight here at Globe Life Park. And if you conclude the last 2 games at Kauffman Stadium, the Rangers have won the last 8 games against the Royals, the longest stretch ever, going back to 1972. 61 degrees, believe it or not, at first pitch.
Well, it's chilly, but you know what, Rhino, it's time to turn the page on all those losses. And today's a new day. They're going to go ahead and capitalize on this Nick Martinez.
When the series began, the Royals expected to face right-hander A.J. Griffin. But last night we found out he was placed on the disabled list. Here's our University of Kansas Health System injury report. Gout in the left ankle.
Yeah, interesting how it just came up. I mean, I don't know much about that, but it's the first time I've seen a guy out with gout. I did look
Should
it up,
be laughing,
figured it
but,
out.
you know,
No. Look,
have you been waiting all night to rhyme those?
Yeah. Out with gout.
Okay.
It's an enzyme that hangs in your toe or your ankle. Or in his case, it's in his ankle.
That's great.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks, Hud. All right, here's the Royals lineup. And not long ago, we found out that Salvador Perez was scratched because of a stiff neck. So Whit Merrifield, who was batting 8th, will bat 5th. Christian Colon will be at second base tonight, and Drew Butera will be behind the plate. Royals not only had a tough time scoring runs, period, they've had a tough time scoring runs against the Rangers. Rangers have a pretty good scouting report against the Royals the last 2 years. The Royals have scored just 2 runs in this series. And last year, the Royals hit just .207 in the season series. That was their lowest batting average and the fewest runs per game against any opponent in 2016. So they'll try and get right against Nick Martinez, who was just called up for the minor leagues. He has made 50 starts, and his ERA is 4.77.
Yeah, now, this is a young man here, really, over his career, he's given up 330 hits and 304 at bats, so a lot more hits than innings pitched. They should be able to get to him. His pitch breakdown, fastball, slider, change, curve, although Doug Brocail, his pitching coach, said he's not throwing sliders anymore. They told him they didn't want those, that they wanted more curveball. They want him mainly to be a 3-pitch pitcher. Fastball, curve, and change. So we'll see. But previous, like in 16, he used a lot of sliders, but we'll look for him tonight. We're going to see too many of them. Rangers defense, Rougned Odor. He leads all second basemen in assists and double plays. He's been much improved on defense. That's been his focus. Year by year, he's getting better since 3rd year now.
At the moment, he is not swinging the bat well. The Rangers as a team had not been swinging the bat well over the course of a week, and then they broke out last night with 4 home runs and 6 runs scored. Well, last night the Royals got off to a good start. It was a painful beginning for Alex Gordon. He was hit by a pitch, facing Cole Hamels to begin the game. And in doing so, Alex tied the team record, being hit 78 times. And then Lorenzo Cain followed with a double, and the Royals, 2 batters into it, had a 1-0 lead. Martinez misses inside, ball 1. Academy Sports and Outdoors leaderboard, Alex Gordon, Mike McFarland share the record. Had him reaching at an off-speed pitch, and 3 Rangers are there. 2 go down as Mazara and Odor collide. Andrus and Odor almost collided.
You know, there's no need for that, especially as long as, see now, Andrus heard Mazara call it for it, and Odor didn't. So you see how Andrus backed off, but Mazara, he's got to make good and clear that he's got it. And, ooh, it's a good thing there were no heads involved when they were colliding there.
Might have been a little bit of whiplash.
I mean, loud and proud is your call.
Sometimes, and we brought this up before, 2 fielders are calling for it at the exact same time, and they can't hear one another.
But the proper protocol for infielders and outfielders communicate. Infielders go back on the ball and don't say anything. That's what you're supposed to do. And the outfielder, if you wave your arms and you're an infielder, and you wave your arms, that signals to the outfielder that I think I have it. But the outfielder has priority, and so he comes in and he's the one who yells. So really, there shouldn't be infielders calling for it verbally. But sometimes, you know, maybe they're not taught that anymore, but that's the best way to do it. Stay away from those collisions.
Ball one to Mike Moustakas. He got the night off last night against the lefty Cole Hamels. To center field and right at Gomez. 2 down. All right, let me ask you this then, Hud. If Odor is not supposed to be saying anything verbally to avoid a collision with the outfielder, I wonder if he was calling for it there because he was worried about Andrus.
I don't see it. Well, he's telling Andrus.
Yeah, maybe that's why.
Yeah, he's telling Andrus I got it. And but he wasn't like telling, you know, the outfielder. But you will communicate to the corners, to the first baseman, the shortstop, if you're Odor. That's kind of what was being said. But outfielder has to be loud and proud, big voice, big voice.
Like this guy right here.
Yeah,
I mean, you can hear Lorenzo Cain in the parking lot when he's calling for a fly ball.
Sure can. He takes charge. Nick Martinez's fastball looks straight as a string. It's low to mid 90s.
More of a position player than a pitcher when the Rangers drafted him 6 years ago. Two balls and 2 strikes. Mostly played second base in college. In fact, he had only pitched 26 innings. But the Rangers liked his arm, and so they signed him and made him a full-time pitcher. 3-2. So being an infielder, the scouting report on Nick Martinez is that he's a good fielder and has quick feet, a good move over to first base. Slash foul back into the crowd.
Well, one of the reasons I think Brocail, their Rangers pitching coach, scrapped the slider is because the opponents were hitting 340 off of it last season, all last season. And just he wasn't able to get it to do what he wanted to. It looked like a little cutter there.
91 miles an hour. 3 up, 3 down. Ian Kennedy to the mound tonight for the Royals. Tonight, they were really scuffling on offense and came up with 6 with 4 home runs. And Robinson Chirinos, who hit 2 of those home runs, was not good enough to make the lineup tonight. Jonathan Lucroy is back in there.
Boy, tough job, man. Yeah, you have a night like that, you got a career night. Can't scratch the lineup the next day.
Ian Kennedy has a 2.37 ERA in 3 starts, but he is 0-2. The Royals have scored just 1 run while Kennedy has been on the mound this year. Carlos Gomez takes a whack at the first pitch and fouls it away.
Yep, he wanted to take a whiff of that foul ball on that round bat like that. You know, that burning sensation. You can smell it without even actually putting your nose to it. There you go.
Curveball, and it's 0-2.
Okay, in order for him to have success tonight, unlike his last start where he was very successful blowing heaters by those guys, he needs to mix them up. Mix all of his pitches, just like he did. Second pitch was a curveball. To keep him off balance, because his Rangers, you know, they showed last night they could really catch a fastball and drive it.
Back up the middle on a 1-2 pitch. And Gomez is on to begin the bottom of the first.
Forward around the horn, Royals defense. CAIN and Alex Gordon, they are run savers. Believe it. Anything in the air out there, they're going to catch it. And it hangs any length of time. But their accuracy with their throws, the jumps they get on baseballs is really impeccable. The overall defense has been just superior to any other team.
Shin-Soo Choo with a runner at first base.
Ian Kennedy's pitches are fastball, changeup, curveball, slider, and that's the order and the amount of usage he has there. And that, you know, his fastball, changeup, those are his combo. But you know, the Rangers know this, and they know they'll be sitting all over that fastball.
To Hosmer, out at second, back to Hosmer. Beautiful. 3-6-3, 2 down.
That's the third ground ball induced double play there by Kennedy so far this season. That'll work. Early pitch count, saves the pitches. Haas with a great arm, really makes that look easy. It fires out across the diamond.
So Nomar Mazara, who has 17 driven in, that leads the American League, comes up with nobody on base. Up and in, ball 1.
Kennedy's fastball, he can keep it in the yard if he keeps it right above the belt and just around the knees. But anywhere around the thigh, midsection of the thigh, that's where guys like to take him deep there in that area. He's not overpowering, but he will pitch at 93. But sometimes with the late life he has on his 4-seam fastball, it looks more like it's 96, 97 to the hitter. He has some deception. He's a good changeup.
Three and one.
Good spot right there for it. Just right at the belt, maybe a little above.
In the air to left center. So Kennedy hits a double play after the leadoff single and faces 3 in the bottom of the first. Globe Life Park. Well, Sporting KC is taking on FC Dallas, and that's airing on Fox Sports Kansas City Plus and streaming on Fox Sports Go. For channel information, check foxsportskansascity.com.
Did you get a comment at all on Nate's food choices here at the ballpark?
There was quite a bit of Twitter discussion, I hear, about
interesting
his diet.
They like to work him. Let's fall in there, please.
Gomez runs up to get it. So Whit Merrifield, who was batting 8th in Nedyo's first lineup tonight, and then Salvador Perez with the stiff neck was scratched. And with the way Whit has swung the bat since being called back up, why not bat him 5th? Twice last night, he almost homered to the opposite field. And in his first game after being called up, he did homer to the opposite field.
That's because he likes to hit the ball where it's pitched. He has a pretty good plan.
So they will probably do that to him tonight and pitch him in.
But he knows to lay off of it.
Well, slider, cutter, whatever you want to call it. He's fooled a couple of Royals tonight. He got CAIN on that pitch to end the first inning and now strikes out Whit.
Said he wasn't going to use it much, but I'm going to say that that's probably a little cutter. We'll see what his curve looks like.
It's hard. It's late breaking.
We haven't seen his curve. He's throwing heaters up there. Heaters and cutters.
Brandon Moss takes a fastball at 95. He was 0 for 5 in game 1 on Thursday. Salvi was the designated hitter last night. 1-1.
Be aggressive in the strike zone.
One and 2.
That's what Dale Swaim has been telling the hitters. Stay aggressive, but in the strike zone. It's not your pitch, you know. You got to pick up that rotation, pick up the release point. Focus on that release point. Pick it up, and you're going to have a better opportunity instead of just going up there and just swinging. Seems like that's what they've been doing while they've been in their little funk. Hitting coach, tough job. 12 guys you're responsible for.
Moss takes a walk. Coming back from 1 ball and 2 strikes. Rangers are up to a pretty good start on the mound, all things considered. Their starting rotation is 3rd in the league. And of course, the Royals share the spring training facility with the Rangers in Arizona. So we get a chance to visit with the Rangers and talk about their expectations, their concerns for the upcoming season. Eske pulls it foul. On one hand, they have Yu Darvish and they have Cole Hamels. The Royals saw him last night, but the concern was after that it was a tremendous drop-off. 2 premier type starters and then really 3 question marks for the rest of the rotation. But through the first almost 3 weeks of the season, the rotation has done a nice job. 1-1 on Eske. Heskey is 1 for 9 in the series with a double. On the ground to third, and Gallo will go the short way, and that's all for the Royals in the top of the second.
In the driver's seat. We're going to show you and highlight Ian Kennedy. Why not? He's been fantastic, especially last Sunday at the K against the Halos. Oh man, he dealt. He gave them a handful. 8 innings, only 2 hits allowed, 0 runs. His 13th career 10-plus strikeout game. He was on target. Hopefully he'll be the same way against these Rangers.
Mike Napoli into the right field corner, off the top of the wall, and gone.
That's Napoli's 3rd hit in 18 at-bats, and all 3 of them are home runs. Now he was behind it, a little bit tardy, and you see the location, it's right below the belt, and that's that nitro zone. And just hopped off the top of the wall. Can you believe that?
So 18 at-bats, 15 times he's made an out, and 3 times he's hit a home run against Kennedy.
Yep.
Hard curveball for a strike to Rougned Odor. Odor has had a pretty quiet series so far, but he's had some good swings. That is home run number 26 for the Rangers and our Toyota League leaders. They lead the league in that category. We brought this up on Thursday night before game 1. They don't get a lot of hits, the Rangers, but the hits they get, a lot of them leave the ballpark. They are last in the American League, hitting .210 as a team, but they have the most home runs. Off the end of the bat, and Alex makes a play in left field. So 1 down, and let's go to Joel.
All right, Ryan, we talk so much about Ian Kennedy's fastball. You know, he always ends up in a discussion with a lot of Cy Young type of pitchers. The numbers are incredible. He really last year threw his fastball in any count. He threw it ahead in the count. He threw it behind in the count. Most pitchers, when they get a head start, going to the other stuff like a Duffy or many others. But in his case, 63% ahead, and about the same when behind. Talking to Dave Island about it, he said, you know, he gets in a little trouble when he's right in the middle of the plate. Of course, that's the key with most pitchers. If he keeps it below the knees, and then when he wants to go up high, that's where he's effective, and certainly it has worked. Guys, last season, swing and miss on the four-seam fastball. Only Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer had more swings and misses.
And if you just pay attention to the radar gun, HUD, that might surprise you, because with those facts that Joel just presented, you'd expect to see 96, 97, 98. But he has deception with his motion and movement with that fastball. 2 down as Merrifield makes a play on Andrus.
Yep, and he's a fly ball pitcher, so it's just going to have to be that fine line Joel was talking about. Those mid-thigh fastballs sometimes can be vulnerable.
Now Jonathan Lucroy. Rangers have a number of hitters in their lineup tonight that are trying to break through slumps. Napoli had been 4 for 33 before he hit his home run. Lucroy is 3 for his last 23. That's 130. (2-0).
Lucroy's averaged 284 in the big leagues in his career, so he's a good hitting catcher.
Traded from the Brewers to the Texas Rangers last year. He made some news because he had first been traded to the Indians and had the ability to negate that trade, and he did.
Well, you know, he saw that they had a couple of good catchers there. Mainly Yan Gomes. He was signed to a 2 or 3 year deal, and Lucroy saying, I'm not going to get caught over there because Gomes was hurt. And then Gomes' replacement,
Roberto Perez, they just signed him to 3 or 4 years in spring training.
Right. He had a terrific postseason for him. So it ends up that he stepped up. Perez stepped up and did the job that Lucroy they wanted him to do. But, you know, if you have that power to veto it, you don't want to do it, that's what you do. It's not often a player has control.
Still 3-2. Lucroy is on with 2 down.
I'm going to show you some Kubota power stats on this young man, Joey Gallo. Hey, he's a grip and rip type of power hitter. 6'5", 225, 230. Tall, long, and lean, and very dangerous. Now he's going to swing and miss a lot, but man, when he connects, that ball he hit last night, the hit velocity, that 116, whatever that was, man, you don't want to get in the way of that. That building, that little popcorn booth right there, almost got sunk.
Yeah, if you watch the replay again and put it in slow motion, you can see that popcorn concession stand was starting to duck.
It was. Just missed.
See that right there? Kind of.
Yeah, I mean, those folks were lucky.
That's where Danny Duffy was pitching him on Thursday night. Really did a good job of pitching him up, but up and out of the strike zone. And Gallo had a tough time laying off those pitches. He has struck out 23 times this year. 23 times in 56 at-bats. And now Kennedy's ahead, 1 ball, 2 strikes. That's right where you want to pitch him.
Yep. Everything up and away until he gets you up there, then you lower him back down. He got a fastball from Carnes last night and a curve. They were all right about knee high.
Two and two. Gallo was the Rangers' first-round pick in 2012, and we talked about this on Thursday. He is from Nevada, and he trains with Chris Bryant in the offseason, played on youth teams with Bryce Harper. How'd you like to watch batting practice in the offseason with those 3 guys?
Yeah, that's be on the other side of the fence to shag those balls. Drew Butera stepped out in front of home plate and reminded the fielders that are all playing into pull that the runner will be leaving on 3 and 2 and the plays to first. That's a little reminder.
Just outside, and Kennedy walks 2 hitters with 2 down.
It's off the plate. See Drew come up out of his crouch there, heading to third base because they were all pulled over and there was nobody covering third. So Drew was being alive in case LUCROY thought about going to third, but he's not going to do that with 2 outs.
Now JURICKSON PROFAR batting 9th. He is in left field tonight. He was at shortstop last night. Switch hitter with LUCROY at second base, Gallo at first. The Rangers have scored in this inning on a home run from Napoli. Curveball's in for a strike. And Kennedy's ahead, no balls, 2 strikes.
Mark of a good pitcher is really what is he doing with runners in scoring position, and is he going to get himself in more trouble? By looking at this, he's not. Lowest since 2011. You see him. We'll highlight Cole Hamels, who pitched last night. He was nails. So these guys here, you can see they're some of the best pitchers in baseball, know how to buckle down when it's time to go, and now's that time.
That wasn't even a half swing. It's interesting when you talk about hitters who come through with runners in scoring position. And what do they do to be successful? Or you talk about pitchers like Kennedy, who are at their best when they're runners in scoring position. What do they do? And the answer is the most boring of answers. They do nothing. They don't change. They don't get caught up in the moment.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times easier said than done. Sometimes guys get a little nervous, they get a little tight if they're not used to knocking any runs in. A lot of that comes in the confidence department. If you want to become a good hitter with runners in scoring position, typically it's the guys that are aggressive early in the count because the pitcher trying to throw a strike, guy who's short to the ball and puts it in play. But
you know, another way I heard it articulated, Hud, when Kevin Seitzer was Royals batting coach, he said that you can have two mindsets when you come to the plate. Either the pressure's on you or the pressure's on the pitcher. And the good ones, from a hitter's point of view, they say the pressure's on the pitcher.
that's right.
Don't want to give the pitcher too much credit. Or vice versa when you're talking about Kennedy. Line to right, and Merrifield is there. So Kennedy dodges a bullet with a line drive to deep right field, and the Rangers get one in the second. Producer engineer Don Free, and the Rangers with a very surprising for Don and touching tribute as they acknowledged him up on the big board. And this will be Don's last year, retiring after 32 years as our radio engineer. Chuck Morgan, the great public address announcer who spent 1 year with the Royals making the announcement. John Blake, longtime executive vice president behind that. There's Chuck. And we hear, though, that most of the credit goes to Rich Rice in the media relations department for the Rangers. Richie is from Blue Springs, graduated from UMKC, and in the mid to late 90s was a Royals bat boy. So that's a name he has heard for most of his childhood. So very, very kind of the Rangers to do that for Don. Especially Don has family here in Texas, and a lot of them are at the game here tonight.
That was really good. And he didn't know. What a big smile he had. It's so cool. Happy to acknowledge him. He works hard.
Colon on an 0-2 pitch chops it out to Andrus. One down in the third inning. Your Royal beverage needs a place to rest, so come on out to Kauffman Stadium on May 6th when the Royals take on the Indians. And the first 10,000 fans through the gates receive a Royals coaster set, courtesy of Price Chopper, Royals.com, or an area Price Chopper location for tickets. And as always, you can call 1-800-6-ROYALS. Drew Butera is on the first pitch and skies it to Mazzara in right field. And Nick Martinez has gone through the first 9 Royals tonight without allowing a hit. He did walk Moss, 2 down in the second, so first time through the Royals have 1 runner.
Nick Martinez isn't featuring anything really special. There's some fastballs in there and a couple of cutters. a few changeups. Curve. Get me over. If you get it over the first time, why not throw it again?
Changeup, and yet Alex reaching at a changeup in the first inning, and Alex popped out to the second baseman Odor. There's some Gordo Nation fans bringing their Alex big heads to Arlington, Texas. Ran into Alex's wife Jamie and the two boys. Alex's mom Leslie also here, and Jamie is about 4 weeks away from delivering their third child and their first little girl.
Oh, that's special. There you go. Right at him.
3 up, 3 down for Martinez in the top of the third inning. Kansas City is brought to you by the Missouri Lottery. Every ticket played gives back to Missouri schools. So play it forward with the Missouri Lottery. By Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. And by the Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, longest lasting full-size pickup on the road. Find yours at your local Mid-America Chevy dealer. Carlos Gomez out to center field. CAIN started back and then makes the adjustment. 1 pitch, 1 out for Kennedy to begin the bottom of the third inning. The Rangers have a home run from Mike Napoli leading off the second inning, and that's our only run. SHIN-SOO grounded into a 3-6-3 double play in the first inning, and every time the Royals turn a double play, the next day McDouble sandwiches are just $1 at participating McDonald's. So check that out tomorrow. Take advantage at any Greater KC, St. Joe, or Lawrence location. .204 for SHIN-SOO so far this year, but one of the best all time as far as batting average against the Royals. 327 in 340 at bats against the Royals. Down in the count, 0-2. He gets a hittable pitch, and he'll be at first base with 1 out.
Choo's a 280 career hitter in the majors, and this is his 10th season. Solid hitter. Took advantage of that fastball that was up. Short and compact.
Brewers had a tough time keeping him healthy. He was on the disabled list not once, not twice, not 3 times, but 4 times last year. Ending with a fractured left forearm in the middle of August. Fastball strike to Nomar Mazara. Kennedy got him on a fly ball to left field in the first inning. One and one.
He's right up on that plate now. Another guy at 6'5". That looked like a pretty good pitch. Want to jam him. Want to keep the ball off his barrel and not let him get extended. Stay inside, hard up and away, and soft down and away.
One and two.
Last year they found a lot of holes in him, in his swing. You know, obviously he's 20 years old. I mean, you know, gosh, who doesn't have a lot of holes in their swing at that age? But this year coming in spring training and stuff, he was refined. He was a lot better. He's a lot more selective, laying off of those pitchers' pitches, hitting his, handling the pitches that he couldn't last year.
He hit 266 last year. But in his last 92 games, he hit 228. That's a long stretch. That's more than half the season. Two strikes on Mazara, and Kennedy has given up 3 hits in the first 3 innings. 2 of those when he was ahead in the count. He was ahead of GÓMEZ 1-2, and GÓMEZ singled in the first. And he was ahead of CHOO in this inning, 0-2.
Spending a lot of pitches so far. Found some off. CHOO used to be a base stealer, mainly when he was with Cleveland. He's stolen over 100 bases in his career, but he hasn't stolen many in the last 3 years with Texas. He's slowed down.
A lot of leg injuries.
Not expecting him to go.
Right where CAIN was lined up in left center field, 2 down, and that makes Mazara 0 for his last 18. So here's Napoli, who led off the second inning with a home run.
Fastball just behind it. That's what you want to do. He's been in the slump. You want to wait, see the ball longer, deeper towards your bat. And that's exactly, let it fly and hit it out to right at the top of the wall.
It was interesting watching that replay. I didn't notice it first time we looked at Napoli's home run, but he almost looked a little surprised that he hit to right field, because in order to hit it there, as you described, you have to let the ball travel. Well, sometimes you intentionally let the ball travel. Other times you're just late.
I think he was just late.
Yeah.
Yeah, something didn't look right here. All right.
Almost like for a second he wasn't quite sure where it was. He had to find it.
All right.
CHOO was attempting a Guinness Book of World Records greatest jump in the history of baseball, but he's going to have to try again.
Thank you very much, especially with a power hitter at the plate.
Lifetime experiences, from Kansas City Royals games to amazing concerts to shows you just don't want to miss. StubHub connects you with the world of live. StubHub, your ticket out. StubHub is the official fan-to-fan marketplace of the Royals. HUD, we need a rally StubHub.
StubHub. But the party animals are here. We just showed them this whole group of fans that came all the way from KC. I mean, we showed you that guy's T-shirt. He has the official updated shirt, 4/22 date on it. I mean, that is the date today. And it's their 3rd annual trip. They went to Minnesota last year, St. Louis. Now they came here, and they're making a lot of fun, having a lot of fun doing it during the summer or spring.
They were yelling at you before the game.
Yeah,
tonight.
I was like, what happened? Yeah, I saw them. They were on the same level up here. There. Had my picture made with them. Ooh.
Nice grab. That fan right there in the Rangers jersey, everyone else wanted no part of that for good reason. And that guy with a beer in his left hand just casually stood up and it stuck.
Yeah, he was standing the whole time. Good play
for him.
Yeah, nice crowd tonight here.
Moustakas fly to center in the first inning. Moustakas, CAIN, and Hosmer coming up. The Royals are hitless so far against Nick Martinez. 3-2. Brandon Moss is the only base runner. He walked with 2 outs in the 2nd inning.
Second time through, time to hit something hard and put it in the green grass where they ain't.
Like that.
Yeah, there's some green grass up there, but he didn't quite make it.
It is 61 degrees. It might be cooler than that. It was 61 at first pitch. And the air just feels heavy. Normally the ball carries to just about every field. It is not carrying tonight.
Yeah, Moose thought he got it.
Martinez struck out Lorenzo Cain to end the first inning with a good-looking cutter. He has 2 strikeouts, Martinez does, against Cain and Merrifield, with 2 very good cut fastballs. 1-1 on Cain.
There's 2 ways to look at tonight's start if you're Nick Martinez. You love the call, never want to get it because somebody got hurt, but he's excited, and immediately he looked, I'm sure, to see who's hot and what are the Royals doing. And he's saying, wow, maybe I caught him at a good time, but hopefully they don't come out on me. But so far, he's making his pitches against the Royals.
Getting a lot of outs in the air. Hope you'll join us here on Fox Sports Kansas City on Wednesday, May 3rd for the annual Royals Charities Broadcast Auction. For more information, visit royals.com/broadcast auction. Great night for Royals Charities. Every year, some unique items, including the broadcast experience.
Yeah, it wasn't on last year.
Hang out with us. That's right.
Yeah, maybe this year they'll have it.
One and one on Hosmer. He flied out to center field in the 2nd inning. Royals, of their 11 outs tonight, 7 have been in the air. Up the left field line, foul.
Right idea. It's Royal fans everywhere you look tonight.
3-2.
He's got firm heater, but it looks pretty straight. His cutter's been causing a few hitters some trouble.
On the ground to Odor. 4 hitless innings for Nick Martinez. Home run in the second inning. Ian Kennedy on Sunday against the Angels. That was the 13th time in his career he struck out 10 or more. Which leads us to our sprint trivia question for tonight. Name the 5 active pitchers with the most career double-digit strikeout games. Active.
Okay. Max Scherzer.
Happily homered to right his first time up. Now a routine fly ball to Merrifield.
King Felix.
Okay.
Justin Verlander.
I like those 3. You're on a roll. I don't know if they're right or not.
I don't either.
One of them is not correct.
How many are we supposed to get? 5?
5. How about CC Sabathia?
It's good call. Kershaw.
Well, we're on the same page, you and I, because I got a chance to look at the trivia question before you did. So I started in my mind and on paper here writing down 5, and you came up with 4 I had down, and I added Sabathia, but we're wrong on 1. Moustakas throws out Odor.
Okay.
2 down for Kennedy in the 4th inning. All right, we have 4 of the 5. But
okay, we need 1 more.
Elvis Andrus with 2 down. Kennedy looking for his first 1-2-3 inning. He has had 2 innings where he has faced only 3. But in the first inning, GÓMEZ singled, then a double play and a fly out. In the 3rd inning, CHOO singled, and with 2 outs and Napoli at the plate, tried to steal second base. Before Kennedy threw to the plate, they got CHOO in a rundown, and as you pointed out as we were going to break, that's not the best time to be running when you got somebody like Napoli at the plate, who's already homered tonight.
Yeah, it might have been a brain cramp. I'm not sure. But we got CHOO.
That would have been the greatest jump in the history of the American League.
Yep, had it been successful. Now, CC did a good job. He ran him until he committed. And then that's what you want, the runner to commit. And then he had 1 throw. It's ideal for 1 throw rundown. And this will be a nice inning here. Beautiful.
So he gets the 1-2-3 inning, and at the end of 4, the Rangers lead 1-0. WHIT Merrifield will lead off the 5th.
It's time for
Bread, Panera caters for every group, every size, every meal. And by Jeep, visit Jeep.com to learn more. 1-0 Rangers on a Mike Napoli home run. The Royals are hitless in 4 innings so far against Nick Martinez, and truth be told, they've only hit 1 ball hard so far. It'll be Merrifield, Moss, and Escobar coming up.
The virus continues.
Third ball for a strike. We're also working on our trivia question tonight. The 5 active pitchers with the most double-digit strikeout games. We have Justin Verlander, CC Sabathia, Max Scherzer, Clayton Kershaw. We were incorrect with Felix Hernandez.
Yep. That was my guess.
A friend of the broadcast has texted and suggested Bartolo Colon. Andrus with a jump throw. Great play.
Yeah, you know what? Whit knows he's robbed some people before, but that's beautiful there. Anytime you can get rid of it and get a speedy runner like Whitney, you've done something. Staying on top is important, so it stays straight. It was a beauty.
Derek Jeter made that play famous. Can you remember someone in your time that used to do the jump throw and get that much on the throw?
A guy named Ozzie Smith was pretty good.
Ozzie did that?
Okay. I saw Ozzie. His teammates with him.
Omar Vizquel.
Omar could make that play.
I think it was, of course, Jeter was on the national stage for a long time, but I think, you know, he was in that class of big shortstops. Alex Rodriguez, Nomar Garcia-Parra wasn't real big, but he wasn't a little guy. Derek Jeter, I think it's just, there was something about a big man making a play like that. Brandon Moss is the Royals' only base runner. He walked with 2 outs in the 2nd inning.
You know, I played shortstop, was drafted as a shortstop, and I could make that play when I had to. I didn't have as good an arm, but the most important thing when you go to make a play like that is to try to get up, get as much height as you can. So then, but you got to get your arm slot up so you can throw down. So you got to stay on top of the ball and aim down. If you don't, it'll sail and you won't even make the play close. So you got to aim down. And nothing going on.
By the way, the Bartolo Colon guess was incorrect. It was a good one though, but we thought about it and we went with Chris Sale.
Very good replacement. That's got to be on there.
There's Kershaw. You know, he hasn't been around that long, but 52 10-plus strikeout games. He lives in this area, from this area. Scherzer, Verlander, Sale, and Sabathia.
Okay.
He used to be a big strikeout pitcher.
Yeah. It's had a great career. For as long as you can do it, no one lasts forever. I remember when Dave Winfield told me if Willie Mays could be playing HUD, he'd still be playing. Where's Willie? I said, Willie Randolph's right out there at second base. No. Willie Mays. I said, oh, he's gone. One thing that's guaranteed a ball player, you'll be an ex-ball player. So take the blinders off, look around you, smell the roses, and enjoy your time, however short it's going to be. And I've seen you play, and it may be really short. You're not that good. That's what he told me.
Did he say that?
Yeah, it's the truth. I was 22 years old, 21. I didn't want to hear that, but it was some fatherly advice, like Ned does. Ned gives that advice to his players. He gives, maybe not exactly like that, but you got to mentor the young people.
Nick Martinez, called up for the minor leagues today as a fill-in starter, has held the Royals hitless in 5 innings.
Edwin Encarnacion, new free agent signing of the Cleveland Indians. He unloaded at US Cellular. He hit a bomb. That's his 3rd. Dead center. Royals go in there next. Pelfrey wasn't real happy about it. They changed the name. It's not the Cell anymore, is it? They changed that name.
Guaranteed rate
Okay.
park or
My
field
bad.
or something
My
like
bad
that.
again. Yep. Guaranteed loan rate ballpark.
1-1 from Ian Kennedy to Jonathan Lucroy.
Just when you get the name of the place down, they change it again.
Lucroy walked his first time. Well, in Oakland, it was changing every few years. I think it's what, Ricky Henderson Field now?
Yep.
Right?
That's right. O.co.
McAfee.
Yep. Oakland Alameda County Coliseum.
2-2 on Lucroy. All Kennedy has allowed tonight is a solo home run to Mike Napoli. Escobar charges, throws on the move. One out in the bottom of the fifth. Time for the unlimited baseball break, brought to you by T-Mobile. Boy, the Tigers, they've got Jose Iglesias on the disabled list. Now Miguel Cabrera with a right groin strain. Jacoby Jones got hit in the face by a pitch in Minnesota today. So the Tigers have all kinds of injury problems. Wilson Contreras, his first career grand slam in a win at Cincinnati. And Chris Carter, in his first year with the Yankees, hit his first home run, a pinch hit home run.
That's all they need is that guy on the bench there. Hit home runs off the bench. That's big.
Joey Gallo walked in the second inning. Last night was the first time in his big league career, which isn't very long. First time he's hit more than one home run in a game.
One, two, three, four, all of them. They're all right on that side over there. They're trying to protect it on the ground.
And that's where the Royals want Gallo swinging. He hit a home run in his big league debut in June of 2015. Also had a double, a single, and 4 RBIs. And then in his second big league game, he hit another home run and ended up with 5 home runs in his first 14 games, but ended up spending most of last year back in the minor leagues. That is Ian Kennedy's first strikeout.
Yep, keeping that ball up and away from him, that's going to be the ticket to get him out. But we showed you earlier at the ball game, you know, it's just tough to get any wins for your, you know, for your teammate if you don't get any run support. Run support has been poor. I mean, the worst in baseball for Ian Kennedy when he starts, and it hasn't gotten any better. Royals haven't even scratched a hit yet. A guy they called up from the minors.
Paulo Orlando singled in a run very early in the game in Minnesota, and Kennedy's first start, and that's it. It's the only run that scored while he was still in the game. Lifted to right field and caught by Merrifield. So Kennedy is doing his part. He's allowed 1 run in 5 innings. He has also set down 9 of the last 10. 5 innings against Nick Martinez, so a good time for a sonic slam. And our contestant is Lewis Logan Jr. from Kansas City, Missouri. If the Royals hit a home run out of the park in this inning, Lewis wins $700. If the Royals hit a grand slam out of the park, Lewis wins $25,000 from Sonic and the Royals. Nick Martinez called up from the minor leagues when A.J. Griffin was placed on the disabled list. He has issued 1 base runner in his first 5 innings. He has set down the last 10 Royals.
He's done a great job. 63 total pitches, 41 strikes. He's hitting the zone.
He made contact with it. Colon is down 1-2. CC grounded to short in the 3rd inning. Drew Butera's on deck, then the top of the order. Gallo charges in before the 2nd hop. 1 down in the 6th.
Gallo looks like to me so far in this series he's played a good solid 3rd base. He can play some first base, DH.
Drew Butera fly to right field in the 3rd. He is in there because Salvador Perez was a late scratch just moments before the first pitch tonight, out with a stiff neck. 2-0. '26-year-old Nick Martinez. He had made 2 starts at AAA before being called up. And really nothing special. 5 earned runs in 9 innings over 2 starts. A 5-inning start and a 4-inning start. Allowed a couple of home runs over those 9 innings. 3-1 on Drew. Ground ball, base hit left field.
All right, maybe that's the start of the rally. I like his being aggressive. 3-1.
And fans here tonight who are hoping for a no-hitter, giving Martinez a round of applause for his efforts to this point.
Yeah, right down the middle. That had to be hit hard, and fortunately for Butera, found a hole.
So just like that, the go-ahead run is at the plate with 1 out. Alex has popped to second and flied out to right field. One and 1. Here's one reason why Nick Martinez hasn't stuck in the big leagues yet as a starter, and while his final destination could be the bullpen. 3rd time through the order, and that opponent's batting average spikes to .330. So hitters get an extended look at him, and more times than not have a good feel for what he has that night, and the damage begins 3rd time through.
It's a good changeup. He threw Alex there. Might stay with it again.
You mentioned earlier that his fastball is pretty straight. Another thing that he has, and you look at this both ways, he has very clean, simple mechanics. And yet, I don't see any deception if you're a hitter.
No, and, you know, and of course, we talked about how he's been a position player most of his amateur career and a little bit into his pro career. Can't get two on that.
Butera moves up to second base with 2 down. We remind you, if you want to host your company, your family, a sports team, or another group out at Kauffman Stadium for a special occasion this spring, single game suites and party areas are now available throughout the month of April and May. If you're interested, call 816-504-4040 option 4. Email groupsales@royals.com for rates and availability. Hardest hit ball tonight was off the bat of Mike Moustakas in the 4th inning. He lined to the warning track and straightaway center field.
Take one out of here.
There have been games during this offensive drought where you look down at your scorecard and you go, "Ah, that was a bad luck for the Royals. That was a good play. That ball was hit hard." But tonight, boy, the Moustakas line drive to center, that's about it.
Yeah.
That is up the middle, and Mike Moustakas ties the game with 2 outs.
All right.
So the Royals had more than anything tonight, or really this year, struggled driving in runs with 2 outs. And that's how the Royals tie it in the 6th inning.
Hey, there you go. That'll help in both those categories. Runners in scoring position and with 2 outs. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. That ball was 3 inches on the outer half of the plate. He didn't try to do too much, and he found the hole. And that's exactly what you want to do to come out of your little slump there, especially with runners in scoring position, not trying to do too much. Perfect example.
Low to LORENZO CAIN. Batting .328. And I'm just saying, has not homered yet this year. 1 ball, 1 strike. That cutter that he just swung and missed at was the same pitch that struck him out in the 1st inning. Martinez has really used his defense tonight. He only has 2 strikeouts in 5 2/3. Inside and low, 2 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1. Hosmer is next. They are not working at the moment in the Rangers bullpen, but I would suspect that would change if CAIN gets on.
I would say so. Give him a parting gift. 3-1, good pitch to drive here.
Off the end of the bat, and that's down. Moustakas stops at second base. 2 on, 2 out for Hosmer.
Yeah, now he took a little bit of something off the fastball. It wasn't 95, but it was 90. And LOCAIN had the right idea. As his fastball looks straight up here. Of course, that's just up here. But that ball was down, and he was able to lift it up and not hit it to the ground ball to the shortstop. Good swing.
And there you go. The phone rings out in the Rangers bullpen. And that's the right-hander Jose Leclerc starting to loosen up. Pitching coach Doug Brocail went out to the mound quickly to slow things down and allow Leclerc to get loosened up. MLB.TV Premium, the #1 live streaming sports service, is back with better picture quality than ever before. Watch every out-of-market game live at home, in the office, or on the go. Blackout restrictions do apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. 2 on, 2 out, a run home to tie it. The Royals had been hitless before this inning, and now they have 1 run, 3 hits. And Hosmer at the plate, he is 0 for 2. Chopped it out to Odor. Inning over. With 1 out, Drew Butera, who wasn't in the original starting lineup tonight, singles, and with 2 outs, Mike Moustakas gets him home. Team lead in RBIs, and we are tied into the bottom of the 6th. Ian Kennedy beginning his 3rd time through the Rangers order, and GÓMEZ has his 2nd base hit into center field. He has used the middle all night, singling twice to center, and he's also flied to center. Now through 10 p.m. Eastern on May the 1st. So right now until May 1st, 10 p.m. Eastern, you can bid on over 300 sports items in the 9th annual MLB Umpires online auction. To learn more and to bid, go to MLB.com/umpscare. All proceeds support Umps Care charities. Shin-Soo Choo has singled, and he's grounded into a double play. Rangers scored their run in the 2nd inning on Mike Napoli's home run to right field. Breaking ball got away from Kennedy. 2 balls and no strikes. Butera wants Kennedy to throw over to first base. And Hosmer pulled it out of the dirt.
You know, Bannister, with a power hitting team like he's got, you're not going to see a lot of hit and running, especially with nobody out. And that's because you don't want to take yourself out of a big inning potentially here when you're at the top of the lineup.
Shin-SOO last year on the disabled list in April with a calf injury, in May with a hamstring injury, in July with a low back injury, and then in August, Ross Detweiler, who spent spring training last year with the Royals, hit him on the left forearm and broke his arm. Had him leaning, and he got back just in time. And now Gomez pops up and hobbles around first base.
Gomez, he doesn't have a stolen base yet this year. Caught stealing once.
Three and one. Full count.
Well, he might send him here. It's a good chance. And then he may not. Kennedy could strike him out. Drew could throw him out. Be careful here at the top of the order with him. Power coming up.
Kennedy had all those strikeouts in his last start. 10. Tonight he has 1. Gomez does not have a big lead. And again, he was leaning, but the throw gets away. So Kennedy had the right ideas. Gomez's first flinch appeared to be towards second base, but then he buried the throw in front of Hosmer.
Into Gomez's belly, hit him in the side. Third error on the year for the Royals.
Runner at second, nobody out. And now CHOO takes a walk, and the Rangers have 2 on with nobody out. Ian has walked 3 tonight.
Nomar Mazara stepping in as Dave Island looks on. You're not going to ask this young man to bunt. He's going to be swinging away, especially with that 400 in wrist right there. That's a big number.
Royals just tied the game in the top of the 6th inning. Chased a breaking ball down and out of the strike zone. Mazara leads the league with 17 runs driven in, but by going 0 for 2 so far tonight, he is 0 for his last 18.
And he hasn't grounded into a double play all year. Right time, right now. Keep the ball away from him. There you go, good pitch. I'm detecting a tight strike zone tonight from Tom Woodring.
It's been a good hitter's strike zone.
Yeah.
Both sides been consistent with both teams.
That's what you want. You want consistency with both sides.
Cologne, ground ball. Can they turn it? No. But they get an out, and the double play is still in order. And now Mazara is 0 for his last 19.
Good try, just a little bit too far in the hole and 2 big hops. They couldn't get it done. Mazara, young 21, runs pretty well. Able to beat it out.
Here's our Ram drive of the game back in the 2nd inning.
Yeah, just a wall scraper. But went over.
Kennedy's in with strike 1. Gomez at third, Mazara at first. Napoli will be a double play candidate. He's only rolled into 1 so far. Late on that swing. I'm not sure whether he didn't see the pitch well, or if he's trying to guide it to the right side, because the Royals have left the right side of the infield completely unprotected.
Yeah, that was a right field swing, and he's trying to get himself right. He wants to get the singles. He understands hitting. He's a veteran. He's trying to just go with the pitch. Ooh, man, not that one. That was a little bit of self-protection. Shock value was good on that one.
Now batting the second baseman, Odor.
Swinging no matter what. That's some shit.
Was he trying to get a hit, or was he trying to prevent that thing from hitting him?
I'm saying that he was shocked to see it up there, but he was locked on the heater and it didn't work.
First and third, 2 down to Rougned Odor. He is flied to left and grounded out to third. He is batting .188, but he's had good swings in this series. Takes a fastball down the middle for strike 1.
Anything middle in, he's looking to turn and burn. That'll work.
Popped up. And Odor got very close to Hosmer. Hosmer still made the play. So the Rangers had runners at first and second and nobody out, and Kennedy gets around it. Lawn Care Company. Live life outside. And by Academy Sports and Outdoors, official sporting goods retailer of the Kansas City Royals. Beautiful night and a cool night. 61 degrees when the game started. And a cool night on offense. With Merrifield into left field. JURICKSON Profar will make the catch. It is now 58 degrees in Arlington, Texas. Nick Martinez, who was called up from the minor leagues for this start tonight, he held the Royals hitless for 5 1/3 innings. And then the Royals got a run on 3 hits in the 6th to tie the game at 1.
Yep, he's looked good tonight. Jeff Bannister, his manager, might give him another opportunity. That's what you do, make the best of it.
Strike on Brandon Moss. He is reached with a walk, and he's grounded out to second base. And that was the only base runner the Royals had for the first 5 innings. End of the bat and on the grass in front of Mazara. Moss is on with 1 out.
Change up. Just stayed up over the plate. Moss just a tick ahead of it. If he could have waited just a fraction of a second longer, might have put that in the seats.
ALCIDES ESCOBAR with 1 on and 1 out. Moss is running, and the Royals are trying a little hit and run.
Not a bad idea to get something going here, especially with 1 out. That's typically when you put the play on. No outs, you don't want to take yourself out of a potential big inning. 1 out's the best time to try to. You want to hit the ball to the right side, get the run over to third. That's what that's designed for. And really, it helps the hitter. Whenever he puts a hit and run on for that pitch, you're supposed to swing at that pitch. Sometimes that'll help getting the guy going, and Escobar needs that.
0-2. Martinez has been both good and efficient tonight, making just his 90th pitch upcoming here to Escobar with 1 out in the 7th inning. And Jeff Bannister already has a well-rested bullpen thanks to Cole Hamels last night, who went 8 innings. One night after the Rangers had to use 6 relievers in that 13-inning game on Thursday. Gets 8 last night. And close to getting 7 from his starter tonight. Two down. Well, LUCROY, every catcher, when they're looking for a pop-up, as soon as they have an idea where it is, they get rid of the mask and the helmet so they don't have to worry about tripping over it. But LUCROY almost threw his helmet and hit the guy who caught the ball. Look out.
Yeah, that was close. When he threw his mask off, he almost hit the home plate umpire. So he almost got 2 bodies out there with his equipment.
Two down to Colon. Curveball for a strike. Ground out to short, ground out to third for Christian Colon. That'll be back into the crowd.
That's a good time to get a batting average here. 0-2. Let's see if he can doink one in there.
Foul tip and a strikeout. Well, that's got to be way more than the Rangers were hoping for from Nick Martinez tonight. He gives up 1 run in 7 innings in a fill-in start. George W. Bush here in Arlington, one time a owner of the Texas Rangers before becoming governor of Texas and then president of the United States. Standing moments ago for God Bless America. Panera takes us around the major leagues. The Tigers get by the Twins 5-4. Minnesota's now lost 5 of 6, dropping below 500. Oakland over Seattle 4-3. Seattle is 7-12. Tampa Bay beats Houston. And it was Cleveland, or is Cleveland, shutting out Chicago in the top of the 8th inning. Carlos Carrasco with 7 innings, only 3 hits, and 7 strikeouts. Cleveland an inning away from improving to 10-7 and leading the Central Division. Here in Arlington, a 1-1 tie. Ian Kennedy pitching another good game. Not as dominant as he was on Sunday against the Angels, but holding the Rangers to just 1 run in 6 innings, 1 run on 4 hits. And the only run he's allowed was a Mike Napoli home run in the 2nd. He pitched around 2 on and nobody out in the 6th inning. And he'll get the 6, 7, and 8 hitters in the bottom of the 7th, beginning with Elvis Andrus.
Better believe it. Kennedy, all he's done is do what every other starter has done, except for last night. Carney's had a rough outing, couldn't keep the ball in the yard, but that's all right. That's going to happen. Kennedy's just been very consistent, and unfortunately, so has his offense. Been able to get him any support, but still got a chance for this one here.
Pretty good shape with his pitch count too. 84. Left center field, CAIN glides over and makes the play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Andrus is 0 for 3.
The catcher, Jonathan LUCROY.
Here I was wondering, every time I see the former president, and we've seen the Bushes at many major league games, at one point do you really feel safe in public? You know, every time I see a president walk off a plane in a foreign country at the top steps,
Yeah.
you know, and they're just waving right there, I wonder how long it takes to be out in public and truly feel safe.
I don't know.
Like when do you start to feel like a guy watching a ball game again?
Well,
Go down there and ask him, Hud.
Yeah, I would, but there's security around him.
It doesn't look like he has any cares in the world right now, but I mean, I want like President Obama right now. I mean, does he feel like a guy again, or is he still
I don't know.
waking up in the middle of the night and wondering about what's going on in the Middle East and with the economy and all that?
Yep, you know, he invited us into the Oval Office when I was with the Angels broadcasting when they won in '02. Then we went there, and he invited us in the Oval Office, hung out. I got a picture made with him and everything. I'm sure he doesn't remember who I am, but I'd love to go down there and talk to him.
I'll give you $5 if you go down there and talk to him.
No, come on, you're a big league broadcaster right now. Maybe
all
100.
right, Steve Kurtenbach just put in 10, so we're up to 15.
No, you're going to have to pay me a lot, but I wouldn't mind going.
One thing all former presidents have in common is they all just disappear. Right? I mean, you don't hear from them publicly for a year or two. You can imagine why. I mean, great tradition of presidents going way, way back, especially in Washington. And then when the Senators move away to Baltimore, as the president throwing out the first pitch. Is there a more famous first pitch than George W. Bush in the 2001 World Series?
Probably not.
LUCROY is out, 0 for 2 with a walk. And now Joey Gallo.
That wasn't a routine backhand there. That was a nice play.
I think the gal behind him is Secret Service.
Yeah, she's security. Yep. Good job of staying down with his head, making sure that ball gets in that glove. Oh, it's very good.
And I think the gal with the pink sweatshirt, that is not a beer bottle, that's a gun.
I don't think so.
Yep. Don't be fooled that that's just a young gal having a cold beverage at a ball game. That's a little blue grenade launcher. See, and the one next to her, she's got the fatigues on in case they have to run into the woods and protect the president. You're not fooling me. I know what's going on down there.
Everybody's safe here tonight. Ooh,
oh my gosh, that ball is going to end up in the woods. I'll bet those fans, when they sat down, the last thing they expected was to end up with a souvenir. At least one from the field.
Wow, man, that ball was hit a ton.
It is a $7 Uber ride to go from home plate to where that guy is sitting.
I agree. He can hit him far. Fortunately, foul.
Ian Kennedy, 7 innings, 1 run. And now the Royals need to support him with some runs. Tied at 1 at the end of 7. bundled up in Arlington, Texas, 58 degrees. You can enjoy the crazy style and unbelievable comfort of Zubaz pants at the Royals Zubaz Palooza event on May 5th against the Indians. And the theme ticket includes these Royals themed Zubaz and a seat for the game. You must purchase your Zubaz tickets online at royals.com/theme tickets, and then wear them to Price Chopper and say hi to HUD.
That's right.
He'll have his on.
Now, you have to present that special ticket at the gate, and then they'll give you a pair of them.
Is that how they do it?
That's right.
Alex Claudio comes on with Butera, then left-hand batters Gordon and Moustakas. So the Royals get Nick Martinez out of the game. Both starters very good tonight. Ian Kennedy, 7 innings, 1 run. Nick Martinez, 7 innings, 1 run. And now Claudio and a Chevy call to the bullpen.
Claudio, he's a guy you really got to wait on. He's not overpowering whatsoever. 83 to 86 maybe at best with his fastball. Changeup's his best pitch. There's an 86-mile-an-hour heater. A couple different kind of changeups. One will fade away. One kind of goes into the righty. One away from the lefty. Yep. Fades away. It's a teaser. In an era with all the power pitchers that are coming up nowadays, this guy here, he's tough to hit because he's soft.
Now, I don't mean this as an insult to either Claudio or the Royals.
Yep.
But I'd like to see how a really good hitting high school team would do against Claudio compared to big leaguers. Because that's a speed that they're accustomed to seeing. I mean, when was the last time Drew Butera saw a pitch at 67 miles an hour?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
I mean, the guy before him, Nick Martinez, was throwing 95 miles an hour.
I would imagine if Claudio can get big leaguers out, he won't have any trouble with any high schoolers. Because they'll show him the 86, and then he'll pull the string to 66, and that's when it messes up your timing.
Jammed, but he gets it down into right field. Drew Butera, who got on base with 1 out in the 6th inning and scored the game-tying run, as a leadoff man in the 8th inning, is on. Stayed back and went the other way.
Yeah, barely even took a stride with that front foot. Kept his weight back, sat on his right hip, and just kind of jammed it out there. Just what you want to do. Nobody out, and the way the Royals are not hitting with runners in scoring position, I wouldn't even waste a bunt attempt at all. Or you're almost better off waiting that one of our guys will run into one and hit a homer or something, and let him swing away here.
Well, he goes sidearm to the plate, and he goes sidearm over to first. That is the definition of reverse splits. Should be the other way around.
So far, it's early this year.
87 with that fastball. It's got to be frustrating when you're a hitter and you know all that soft stuff is coming, that you get one 86, 87.
This is where you widen up your base a little bit, you know, and you don't even stride. You just try to use your hands on him. You don't try to pull it.
One and 2 on Alex.
Hardest thing for a hitter to do is wait, even with the guys that throw hard.
Stayed back as long as he could. And rolls into a 4-6-3 double play.
Try to pull a guy like that, you know, that's what happens lots of times. That's why you want to try to tell yourself to say, I'm going to stay back and try to shoot the ball to the opposite field. That way it keeps you in the top hand rolling over. It's tough wait on this guy.
Mike Moustakas tied the game with 2 outs in the 6th inning, singling in Drew Butera.
And you know, if he continues to go with his fastball in on your hands, then you know that's a tough pitch to try to hit to the opposite field. You either take it or pull it foul, or try to keep it fair. He's trying to go in on Moose and then soft away.
Cederstrom is the third base umpire and crew chief. 2-1. Claudio struck out Moustakas in game 1 on Thursday, but Moustakas is 3 out of 6 with a home run altogether against the lefty. 2-2. Big crowd here tonight.
Yeah.
Rangers last year were 10th in the major leagues in attendance, a little over 2.7 million. They've enjoyed back-to-back AL West Division titles here in Arlington. Over 41,000 are here tonight. And they're watching a good game. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Royals 1, Rangers 1. 9, 1, and 2 hitters are coming up. Refreshing saves from Price Chopper and Aquafina. Go to mypricechopper.com and register to win free Aquafina when the Royals record a save. Joaquin Soria is a Chevy call to the bullpen with the 9, 1, and 2 hitters coming up.
Sure has looked good. 8 innings he's pitched, been just perfect nearly. He's working both sides of the plate with his fastball, slider, big curve, split finger. putting it right where he wants it so far. 90 to 96. He can top that up there. He can throw that, but he's been really good in the low 90s.
One on Profar. He is lined to right and flied out to right field. Carlos Gomez on deck, then Shin-Soo Choo. One and two.
That's a big curveball. That works. I had a chat with him yesterday with Joakim Soria. Ask him what's the big difference between this year and last year. And I said, you know, your slow curve has been put right where you want it. Split fingers there, but you're not. We're not seeing any 96s or anything. He says, I'm not trying to overdo it. Last year I was a little bit strong. I tried too hard, and I wasn't able to execute his pitches. And it works the same way offensively. Obviously, we're seeing that now of hitters trying too hard. Same thing works with pitching. If you try too hard, sometimes you miss with your location. He's going to roll that big curveball up there. You saw it. You see it real well when it comes up out of the release point up over your head. He wants to drop that one down low.
2-2. Rangers scored in the second inning on a Mike Napoli solo home run. The Royals scored in the sixth on a Mike Moustakas single. And right to Moustakas. Profar is 0 for 3.
The center fielder.
Ian Kennedy, guy has been just pitching lights out. He's back at it today again here in Arlington. 95 pitches, 7 innings, just 1 run. 3 walks, 3 punch outs, keeping his team in the game. But in your 3 starts, you only get 2 runs of support. You're not going to win.
Outside to Carlos Gomez, who has 2 hits tonight. So the updated Royals starters ERA is 2.29. Now there's a reason why we put the Reds in there. Base hit to left field, and Gomez has 3 hits tonight. 1 on, 1 out. The Royals are so far ahead of the pack in that area that Minnesota, who's having a surprisingly good start with their rotation, they are closer to the 16th best team in the major leagues than they are to the Royals. That's how big the gap is between 1 and 2.
Yep, Dave Island's been doing it right.
By the way, Ian Kennedy's ERA goes down to 2.08 in 4 starts. Shin-Soo Choo has grounded into a double play, singled and walked.
Shin-Soo looked back to the home plate umpire and said he's not stopping.
A little bit of a set there. Well, the umpires were keeping a close eye on that early in the year. Last year was Sorade. He was called for all those balks, remember? And we've had some games this year where we've been concerned that he'd be called for a balk, but no one has said anything.
That's a fine line. I'm not so sure Bannister would hit and run. Not now with 2 strikes, for the same reason as last time. that's why I told you this is a power team here. But Bannister, that's what he's thinking.
Yeah, he's thinking, is it a rule or is it not a rule?
Right.
Because you got a runner over at first base. I mean, if the roles are reversed and the Royals had a runner at first and he wants to get a jump, you know, you got to give him a legit chance to do that. Two and two. Gomez runs, and it's grounded foul.
Yeah.
Strike three over the outside. And Choo, who was first mad that feeling that Soria wasn't coming set, now upset with the strike zone, but that's, well, it might be just off the grid. Tough to take with two strikes.
Choo, you got to go. Too close to take. Good spot. Keeping it away now. There was a pitch earlier in that account, in that at bat though, that home plate umpire called a ball on a pitch down there, so I think that's why he was upset.
Suddenly we're not talking about a Royals struggling bullpen. The ERA was 9 for the bullpen in the first 6 games, and now 2.40, having just allowed 1 home run over that stretch. Omar Mazara is 0 for 3. Juno. Three and 0. Napoli's on deck.
Like Joaquin being real careful here, keeping that ball on the outer half.
Was not going to give him anything straight.
Nope. Good pitch there. 3-0. Take a little something off.
A lot of wandering behind the mound in between pitches. Two-out walk to put the go-ahead run in scoring position with 2 down. And Napoli coming up. Remember, if you can't Catch the game on TV. You can stream games live on your mobile device. Download the Fox Sports Go app, log in, and stream the Royals.
Soria has the better of Napoli in their confrontations there 5 times. He's punched him out 3. That'd work here.
Fouled straight back on a fastball at 93. Napoli drove in the Rangers run. He hit it into the right field corner, just inside the foul pole against Ian Kennedy, leading off the 2nd inning.
Okay, now you got the 1, 2, 3 guys over here on this side, and you don't see it mean a lot for right-handed hitters for some reason. But they're playing Nappy dead pull, and that's because he's been having tendencies. Now he started it off and scored their only run with a solo homer to right.
Foul 0-2. Gets past Butera, and the runners move up.
Pitch down low, tried to backhand it. Just got under him. Don't want to let that happen again. Make sure you get to your knees. Drew knows how to block. He knows how to get down on those knees. So he can make a pitch here. See if he can throw him a little split finger. Ooh, heat her up. And you know, Napoli's a good, really good low ball hitter. So maybe split finger, slow curve. He doesn't have the choice for him. Let's see. Make a pitch.
Moustakis got a nice big hop, and the inning is over. The Rangers strand 2 in scoring position. We head to the 9th in a 1-1 tie. The other night. Going into the 9th inning. Now we're tied at 1. Final game of the series is tomorrow. Then to Chicago, then home for a long homestand. And a week from tonight, the Royals take on the Minnesota Twins. And you have a chance to grab the first bobblehead in our Memorable Moments series. The first 20,000 fans will receive an exclusive Kelvin Herrera bobblehead presented by Sonic, commemorating his 3 scoreless innings in Game 5 of the 2015 World Series. Visit Royals.com, an area Price Chopper location, or call 1-800-6-ROYALS for tickets. Royals have the middle of the order coming up. CAIN, Hosmer, and Merrifield. And Matt Bush, who is the acting closer for the Rangers with Sam Dyson on the disabled list, takes over and throws a fastball at 98. We saw him the other night on Thursday, and he threw one 98-mile-an-hour fastball after another.
That's right. Pick it out. Drive it. He's got that slider at 92. That's a changer. Or was that a big curve there? Sit on the heater.
One hop to Andrus. One away in the 9th inning. CAIN is 1 for 4. This is the kind of pitcher right here that when Hosmer is right, he takes a nice easy swing and drives it to left center field. That's the pitcher. Provide the power, as you like to say.
That's right. That's how it works. Just stay short. They know how it works. It's just not happening.
Pitched him in. Odor goes way out into right center field. 2 down. Hosmer's 0 for 4.
Let's show you Elvis Andrus. Our Honda played the game. Robbed a hit from WHIT. Huh? Rats. Good play. Stayed on top. Nice accurate throw. So Honda play the game.
And really looking at my scorecard, that's the only good play that was required of the Rangers in the 7 innings that Nick Martinez pitched.
Nick Martinez earned himself another start.
I would think so. Backing out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two and 1 on WHIT, who was going to bat 8th tonight. Salvador Perez was going to bat 5th, and then he was scratched late after batting practice. So Merrifield moved from number 8 to number 5 in the batting order, and he hits it into right center field. Merrifield is on with 2 down. Salvador Perez was scratched with a stiff neck.
Off the end of the bat, 99. It's short and compact. Good control.
He reminds me in stance and mannerisms of someone who had a great career here in Texas, and we didn't see as much of him as the people here in Texas did.
Michael Young.
Michael Young. I thought of Michael Young the first day I saw Whit Merrifield in the batter's box. Michael Young started out as a very similar player as Whit Merrifield, someone who moved around and was first a shortstop in the Blue Jays organization and a second baseman, very good second baseman here, and then developed some power in his career.
I never saw him play the outfield, though. Whitley can do that.
Right.
Moss right here, you know, good fastball hitter. Let's see if he can go to the opposite field. I saw him in batting practice working on that side of the field. Let's see if he goes that way.
99. 1 ball, 1 strike. You ever see 98 or 99? That was like confirmed. You know, going in the clubhouse after the game, and someone said, "Hey, Hud, when you were facing so and so, he was throwing 99."
Oh, exactly. Yeah, 100. Yeah. Facing a few guys that threw that hard, and to me it was easier. I liked it. You didn't see it very. You barely saw it, but you know, if you put your hands on that spot with a nice easy swing, the ball would just jump.
You saw
the
Randy Johnson.
Yeah, the left-handed closer that was really good for years for Atlanta. Then Houston, then the Braves, then the Phillies.
That's right. You and I both faced the same guy.
Yeah.
Billy Wagner.
Yes. He threw 100.
Yeah, I faced him in college.
Yeah, there you go.
The fastest I ever saw.
Yeah.
That's when I started to realize maybe I should take this broadcasting thing a little more serious.
It's not easy.
In the Cape Cod League. He went by Billy Ray Wagner then out of Ferrum College. And we're all from, you know, Big Ten and Pac-10 and, you know, big school. Who's this guy?
Did you get a bat on it?
Well, got a bat on it, but. .97 miles an hour. Matt Bush gives up a 2-out single to Whit Merrifield, and that's it. Travis Wood will get the bottom of the 9th in a 1-1 tie. Wood will get Rougned Odor, Elvis Andrus, Jonathan Lucroy coming up after the game. Boulevard Royals Live, another impressive start from a Royals starter. Tonight, Ian Kennedy gives up 1 run in 7 innings. And Nick Martinez of the Rangers gave up 1 run in 7 innings. Now, Travis Wood on for the 8th time. We'll first see the left-hand hitting Odor, and then right-handers Andrus, Lucroy, and if anybody gets on, the left-hand hitting Gallo.
Travis Wood, 87-92, gut fastball. We're going to try to keep it on both sides of the plate. Change up, slider, curve.
wide open on the left side. The Royals were expecting Odor to pull it, even if they were at their normal spots. That's still a line drive base hit to left field, but Odor, who really has been struggling, he was 0 for 3 tonight and 6 for his last 52. And you've said it a few times tonight, Hud, that he's looking for a pitch that he can elevate to right field. Maybe he thought it was time to shorten up his swing.
Yeah, and this is the right time too. They need a base runner. He stole 14 last year. He'll run.
Well, Travis Wood faces one batter. Peter Moylan on to face the right-hand hitting Elvis Andrus. With nobody out. I don't know if I'd call it a fire yet, but the Royals firemen is into the game. Peter Moylan, 8 games, 7 2/3 innings, 1 hit allowed. The opponent's batting average of .042.
He's been excellent. His sinker slider combination, he's been pinpoint with those pitches where he wants it. Sinkers coming in, going away. I'd expect a bunt here. You want a bunt here, you got a guy who can do it. Andrus. Yeah, sinker, slider, those are pitches that you can bunt a little bit easier than you can hard fastballs. Moylan, he's not going to be overpowering because he relies on movement. Andrus, he knows how to get the ball down. 9th inning. They just want to get the winning run to second base.
Runner goes, trying a hit and run. So they didn't execute the hit and run, but they do get the stolen base.
Yep, there's the bag. Now he can bunt him over to third. No chance. Crow was on the third base side of second. Can't do it. Ideally now, the situation you want Andrus to bunt the ball to third and Moose vacate. You want the third baseman to come in and get it so he can get the runner over there. I'd be leery of bunting it to first because Haas's arm is so good.
Swinging. And down and away. 2 balls and 1 strike. Rougned Odor singled against Travis Wood.
Andrus going to do his best to hit the ball to the right side if he's not bunting.
Interesting when Travis Wood took the loss in the game on Thursday night. He had gone 105 consecutive appearances without a loss, which was tied for the longest streak in the majors. So now he has a loss. Peter Moylan now has gone the longest in the major leagues without a loss, 106. Lined up the left field line and down for a base hit. The Rangers take a 3-0 lead in this series, and for the second time in 3 games, they walk off the Royals. Andrus is bringing the lumber, brought to you by Yellowwood.
Yep, and maybe Jeff Bannister, the manager of the Rangers, knew a little more than we did. He says, you know, I'm going to trust Andrus to not just get him over, but get him in. Forget about hitting the ball to the right side or bunt him over. He took care of it all himself. Good piece of hit, and the slider stayed up out over the plate.
So another win for the Rangers against the Royals, 9 in a row. Final score tonight, 2-1. We'll be right back.